Don't talk to me without an appointment, you know? If I could kiss you without getting shimmer all over my mouth, I would. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Did you like that I switched it up with my hand gestures today? I gave you a little bit of this. I gave you a little bit of that. I gave you a little bit of those. Oh, I'm just so excited. I know I say that every single time, and I know I address it every single time, but I'm never gonna stop because I'm, if nothing else, consistent. So I'm not in my usual setup today. I'm not over there by the back wall, because as you can see, it's a freaking cloudy day here in New York City, but honestly, it's beautiful. It's raining. I have the beautiful sounds of rain, and it's not even chilly out. It's like warm out. It feels like springtime. It's watering the flowers and the trees so that they can come into bloom soon, and I'm overjoyed. I've also had a lot of coffee. I don't know if you noticed that about me from my shaky hands and my excited temperament. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out about my local weather and how much Java I've had today. It's 4 cups and I'm feeling good. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in the new Genesis palette from Midas Cosmetics in collaboration with Drench Cosmetics. How freaking cool is this? I feel like I've talked about this in so many videos because I think it's so cool that 2 indie makeup brands are collaborating. How amazing is that? And this palette is extra special because it just has an absolutely beautiful concept behind it. I'll open it so you can see it while I read from the website about the beautiful concept. Oh, look how pretty. Reading directly from Midas's website. The Genesis palette was created to fill a gap where other palettes fall short. We created a beautiful array of rich shades to celebrate melanin in all of its tones. So often we are made to feel less than by the color of our skin. We wanted to come together to uplift and inspire. How beautiful is that? What a beautiful message. What a beautiful freaking palette. I am so excited to use this today. This is actually the first thing I received in PR from Midas Cosmetics. In case you missed it, I've talked about it a couple of times, but I've recently become a Midas Cosmetics affiliate, which is just an amazing partnership that I'm so thrilled to be in because, as you guys know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I have a lot of stuff from Midas that I've bought with my own personal money, and they're one of my absolute favorite indie brands, and I just love them so much, and I've never tried anything from Drench Cosmetics, but I've wanted to. So this is so exciting to me that I get to both try a new brand and use something from a brand that I already love. So I'm super excited to be doing this today. Also, you probably noticed because I'm sure I put some sort of thing in the title, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a close dupe for the new NATASHA Denona Circo Loco palette, which is amazing because that palette is 129 freaking US American dollars, which is stupid. But so, if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see a full review and try on and tutorial and comparisons of the new Genesis palette from Midas Cosmetics x Drench Cosmetics, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. Can we just get into this packaging for a second? It's so beautiful. See how it shifts in the light? This gold embossing and the beautiful people on the front, and then it has little Midas and Drench on the bottom. It's so pretty. And then the back also says Genesis. Oh, and it's just so pretty. Also, this palette is both cruelty-free and vegan, which rocks. And wait till you see the swatches, because I was shocked to see that this was vegan because I experienced no staining when I wiped off the swatches, which literally never happens, especially with the amount of like blues and purple and deep tones in here. I was shocked to see no staining on my arm, so hopefully also no staining on my eyes. Staining's not a deal breaker for me, but I just figured I'd note it because I know it is for some people. So we'll see if it stains my eyes. I will definitely let you know. But oh my goodness, I already filmed the swatches for this, so I say we go to my past self and check out the swatch montage. Oh, such a nice mirror. It's so high quality, so clear. Oh, you guys are back from the swatch montage. Hi, how'd it go? I did a pretty good job, right? This palette swatches beautifully. There was the one shimmer in the middle I feel like I had to go over a few times, but if I'm being honest, I'm gonna use a glitter primer on the eyes, so I already know it's gonna perform better on the eyes, but I felt like it swatched really nice. I actually took some footage on my phone too, just because I know sometimes camera lighting can be a little glamorous, a little highbrow, and a little misleading, I don't know. So I wanted to give you another option to also see the footage on my phone, a little more raw, I guess. There are literally so many shades I want to use. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna decide, but I think I want to go for like a deep smoky blue eye, use as many of the shimmers as I can. Midas in my PR package was also kind enough to send me some of their brushes, their face brushes, so I'm not going to use them till we get to the face portion, but I will be demoing these brushes for you. And also, oh my goodness, there's so much going on. It's such a jam-packed, action-packed video. They sent me a freaking brow pencil. Let me just zoom you in on these freaking brows. Look at my brows today. Are those my hairs? No, they're not my hairs. They're hair-like strokes that I was able to create with this freaking brow pencil. It is so micro thin. Wow, I'm really impressed so far. But yeah, now let's get into the eye look, because I know that's what you're here to see. Let me zoom you back in for the eye look, because I like to do my tutorials super zoomed in so you can really see how the products perform. All right, so I say we start with my deepest color. I'm gonna start with the color Captivating, which is this beautiful deep navy blue. I'm so excited because I was actually mentioning recently in my products I changed my mind about video. Wow, already distracted by how beautiful and pigmented that is. Oh my goodness. But I was mentioning in my products I changed my mind about video that in the Colourpop So Jaded palette, I was really excited about that palette because it had a shade that looked like this, and I love a deep blue like this, but that shade performs so bad on the eyes. The shade Sapphire in the Colourpop So Jaded palette is awful. It blends out so gray, it's so muddy looking, it's not blendable at all. It's a bad shade, and I've been looking for a replacement, so if this can be a positive replacement for that shade, I'm thrilled about that. And it seems like it's gonna be. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is so pigmented, and it's staying blue. Like, what the literal heck is this? Okay, I gotta pull back because I could just absolutely drench my eyes in this color. Oh my god, Drench Cosmetics. That's one of the collaborators on the palette. Oh, too funny. Okay, so like I said, I could definitely drench myself in this shade, but I will move on to something else because I really want to use this shade Loved. This also reminds me of a shade in the Colourpop So Jaded palette that I wanted to love, but I didn't like the Colourpop one because it blended horribly. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm always ragging on Colourpop. Sorry, indie brands just do so much better with eyeshadow. Okay, so taking the shade Loved here. Oh, that's so pretty. Just look at the depth of these colors. There's so much depth. Okay, I'm gonna take a slightly fluffier brush here and just try to blow this out a little bit. Blowing out eye looks always really scares me because I'm not the best at blending, but that'll really put these shades to the test for us, because if I can do it with being as bad at blending as I am, then it should be very user-friendly. So let's see. Okay. Wow, those are blending really nicely together. Okay, I'm gonna put a little more of that color Captivating, that deep blue on my brush here. Oh yeah, nice. I know it looks a little messy down here, but don't worry, I'll clean it up with a Q-tip. That's my strategy when it comes to winged out eye looks. Okay, are you ready for the most satisfying thing in the world? Wet Q-tip. How about that? Look at that line. Ooh, that's sharp. That is a sharp line. So I'm gonna do these steps on the other eye real quick, and then we'll come back and hopefully I'll have planned my next move by then. Ooh, let me do a cool transition. Coming back in 3, 2, 1. Good transition? Boy, I sure hope so. This eye shape for me is just like, makes me feel like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me without an appointment, you know? Not you guys. You guys can talk to me without an appointment, but nobody else can talk to me without an appointment, okay? Needless to say, I feel glamorous, I feel luxurious, I feel ready for the next step. So as always, with my shimmers, I'm gonna go in with my NYX glitter primer. You guys know the one in the beautiful packaging. I gotta get more soon. I've been just running through this stuff. I mean, it makes sense. I wear shimmers basically every day, so I use my NYX glitter primer basically every day, and I'm not going in with a super precise shape today for today's look because I'm not going for like a cut crease sort of a thing. I'm just going for shimmers on the lid, and I feel like that'll better suit the vibe. But I'll tell you what shimmers I'm gonna go in with. So I think I wanna go in with this beautiful shade Unbothered on like the outer portion here. Ugh, I don't know, I'm torn. Do I wanna do Unbothered or do I wanna do the Standard? I feel like the Standard might go better. You know what? Let's freaking do it. I feel like the Standard is gonna go a little bit better. I'm gonna apply it with my fingers. I'm a very finger-centric makeup person. Oh, looks so pretty. Okay, I'm feeling good about this decision. I feel confident. Also, you can probably tell, but I don't have any base makeup on just because I don't know what the fallout sitch is gonna be. But so far, we're looking good. Wow, that color is the right choice, right? Oh, that was so pretty. I'm trying to do the thing Beauty Bean does where she applies her shimmers at like an angle, like at a diagonal, so that they go more into each other, but I don't know how I'm doing here. Yeah, that's a pretty good diagonal. I definitely put a little too much on my fingers, so I did get like just the littlest touch of fallout down here, but that's just because I wasn't sure how much to use, but now I know I can go a little more light-handed into this beautiful shade, the Standard. If I could kiss you without getting shimmer all over my mouth, I would, but just know I'm sending little kisses to the Standard because that's a beautiful shade. Now let's see how that blends into Phenomenal. I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to do this shade because it looks like it'll go really nice with that shade Loved, which I have on the inner portion of my lid. We'll see. I think it's gonna look good. This blue shade, I'm so excited for. Oh my gosh, there was a Cleona shade that kind of looked like this that I really wanted but haven't pulled the trigger on yet. So if this could replace that Cleona shade, I think it was called C-I-E-L, then that would be great, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay, wow, yeah, these shimmers are actually blending really nicely together too. And when they blend nicely with just my finger, that's a great sign for those of you brush users because it'll probably blend even easier for you. All right, so I do like to use a little pencil brush just for the inner corner because my fingers are too big to fit in there, but I'm taking that same shade Phenomenal. And then just kind of making sure I didn't miss any spots here. Wow, those shimmers are absolutely beautiful. I mean, I already knew I liked Midas shimmers, but you know, you never know when they're collaborating with another brand. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's all going to be Midas's formula because this isn't just a Midas Cosmetics palette. It's a Midas Cosmetics in collaboration with Drench Cosmetics palette, you know, so they're equal partners. So I wasn't sure how the formula would be performing, but it's definitely on par with other Midas products for sure. Okay, and now I think I'm just gonna dip into the shade Ambitions, which is like this beautiful icy silver shade, and I think I want to put it on my brow bone. Yeah, let's do it, let's do it. Okay, I don't know if this is the right brush for that, but it's fine. We're just gonna go for it and hit Ambition on the brow bone here. Okay, yeah, wow, that's literally everything. That's so pretty. I love that this is like an icy silver without being too gray toned, because sometimes silver that like has more of a gray base to it can look really beautiful swatched and everything, but I just find that sometimes on the eyes it just can kind of read gray. So I really appreciate that they went with this very icy silver. I feel like that gives you a lot more flexibility, you know, because you can also layer it with other colors. Like, am I gonna do it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of Ambition on my finger here, and I'm just gonna pop it right in the center very lightly. Oh my god, oh my gosh, do you see how much light that added to my eyes? Oh, I am gonna love this shade. And I wanna just totally connect it to this brow bone highlight, almost like there's a spotlight hitting my eyes. There is a spotlight hitting my eyes. It's my ring light, but it would look like that even if that wasn't there. See, I'll take the ring light away, and there's still a spotlight hitting my eyes. Oh, it's so pretty, wow, ah! I am literally freaking out right now because everything looks so good. Okay, you guys, let me take a second to take a few deep breaths. Like I said, I've had a lot of coffee today, so I'm a little bit out there, but yeah. Okay, so let me take a second to do the same steps on the other eye, and we'll do another cool transition and come right back. Oh my gosh, hi, what's up? I was about to blend out my cream contour and then I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I need a brush for this. Okay, so we're gonna use this Midas Sculpt 1126 brush. Oh my gosh, I like the way this looks. It reminds me of, obviously it's very different from my normal blending brush, but it has that same sort of like duo fiber, I think is the word, on the top. So I feel good about that. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let's see how it works. Ooh, it's so soft. Okay, well that was literally effortless. Cool. I'm trying to be better about blending up. Somebody left me a nice comment saying that I should blend my contour up to make me look more sculpted. Okay, wow. Yeah, I really, really like this sculpting brush. Again, this is a Sculpt 1126 brush, and boy, oh boy, is it great. Okay, so now what I want to do is go in with my setting powder, which is also from Midas. I did purchase this one myself before I was an affiliate with them. It is their Zero Floss setting powder. I have the shade Fair. It's the lightest shade. It's excellent. It's my favorite powder I've ever used. I like it so much. And hopefully we can find a brush to use along with this. I don't normally use a brush, I usually use a puff, but they did have a brush that said set, so I think we should try to use that brush. I really like the shape of this. You can tell this is gonna like fit very nicely into the corner of my eyes, so I think, let me just go ahead and do it here. Oh, that's so soft, that feels so nice. Okay, that felt good. Did I do what I needed to do? Does it look different? Oh, wow. Oh wow, that applied like the perfect amount of powder. I'm like blown away. Sometimes with my little poof, I get a little carried away and my under eyes can look a little dry to the point where I have to really go in with the spray. But I feel like that brush applied like the perfect amount. Amazing. Is that something with brushes? Do brushes apply things more lightly? I don't know, you guys. I've never been a big face brush person. Like, I just don't know what to do with face brushes. Oh, and it's so nice and soft. Feels like little kitten kisses. Okay, so I love the way that looks. Now we can go in and use my Midas Cosmetics Dawn Face Palette. It is in collaboration with Neon MUA. If you're not new to my channel, you probably heard me scream and shout about this a million times because it's so good. Ooh, maybe I should have saved the sculpt brush for that. Do you think I can still use it even though I dipped it in creams? I'm gonna try to still use it for my powder contour and see if it works. Is this a bad idea? We'll see. You'll see it in real time. Ooh, nope. It's working. Really like the shape of this brush. It really does just like hug your cheekbones perfectly. I'm freaking lifted. Look at my face. I'm sculpted over here. I am sculpted with this sculpted brush. Okay, I love that. There's a blush brush too. I should do bronzer. I've been skipping bronzer lately. I don't know why. I just haven't been feeling it. I feel like this contour shade is so good. I don't really need to do bronzer, but I will do it. Okay, because I think there was a bronzing brush. Yes, I love these little things. How freaking satisfying is that? Ooh, interesting. Okay, I am intimidated by this bronzer brush, but we're gonna go for it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, it was fine. Yeah, that worked totally fine. That's a beautiful brush. Oh my gosh, absolutely effortless. This is the Bronze 1127 brush. Oh, it's so soft. They're all so soft. I love it. Oh, very interesting highlight brush they have here. So if you're new to my channel, I like to do my highlight before my blush so I can use the blush to tie everything together. I don't know about this one, dude. This brush looks a little too big to highlight on my tiny face, but I will give it a try. Oh my gosh, it's so flexible. Look at it. It's like, it just kind of goes all over the place. See, the Midas highlighter formula is interesting. It's kind of like a Super Shock vibe where like it's a powder, but it's not like a powdery powder, you know? So I'm just worried, is it picking anything up? I can't tell if anything is on the brush. Let's give it a try on the face here. Okay, it might just not be the best brush for this formula, but I am really, really interested. So let's try it with a different powder highlight of mine and see how it works with a more like true powder. So I have my Pixie highlighter duo here. Let's see how it works with that, since this is definitely a more like true powder highlight. Okay, yeah, I can see that showing up better now. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this highlight brush definitely works better with like a more true powder highlight than like a Super Shock type of formula highlight. I wish there was a name for that type of formula. I'm sure there is. If you know the name of like a mushy highlight like that, mushy sounds so gross, but I love that highlighter formula. I just feel like this is a little too loosey-goosey. I feel like it's a little too loosey-goosey for a formula like that. Like it just has trouble picking it up. I am gonna go in and apply a little bit of my Midas highlight on top of that, just with this Morphe brush I've had forever, just because I really like the Midas highlight. Okay, it's time for blush, and I am super excited for this brush because you can tell it's about to be a big boy. Wow, oh my god, it's enormous. This is so large. Okay, dipping into my little Midas blush here. Should I be dipping it on the side? I don't know what the heck I'm doing, you guys. But let's see how it applies. Ooh, that's pretty. What a beautiful wash of color. Oh, look how it tied everything together. I love that this brush is big enough to actually go over my highlight and bronzer at the same time, because usually I have to like really move my brush around to tie everything together. but this is just like, this could cover my whole face. I mean, it's huge. So if you're into a big blush brush or face brush, obviously you can use things for whatever they want. This is a hefty, this is heavy. This is a big guy. This is the Blush 1129 brush. Okay, let me put on my mascara real quick, put on some faux freckles, and then we'll come back for the lip. Hi, I put my mascara on, I put my brow gel on. I'm feeling very cute, but before we do the lip, let me just do the lower lash line real quick. I think I want to use this color that I was initially gonna put it on my lid. We gotta find a way to use this color. This color is like the color of the packaging. We have to use the color Unbothered. So I'm gonna spray my brush. I feel like that'll be the best way to use it. Typically I would use glitter glue with that shade, but I don't really like to put glitter glue on my lower lash line. I don't know, if you guys ever tried that, does it work? Alrighty, I'm just gonna pop that on my lower lash line here. Ooh, that's a beautiful shade. I'm not taking it all the way in. I'm only gonna take it about halfway into my lower lash line here. And then I'm gonna pop some of that beautiful, this shade I put on my brow bone, what's it called? Ambitions. I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my lower lash line. Okay, now dipping into that shade Ambitious. I think I said Ambitions, it's Ambitious. Popping that in the inner corner. Oh, just to tie everything together. All right, I love that. That looks so cool. Now let's do the lip. And for the lip, to keep it with all of the Midas products we've been using today, I want to use my Midas Cosmetics Icing Gloss. I have the shade Strawberry, but honestly, it's just like a nice pinky sheer color. Ugh, I know I've said this about a lot of lip products, but this one smells like funfetti cake batter. It smells so freaking good. I need Midas to make a candle of this smell. Or just tell me what like fragrance oils they used, because I want to have a vat of this. You kind of do have to dip back in with this gloss. Like, it's definitely not a one dip and done sort of a situation, but I don't mind just making note of that. I definitely did have to dip in a couple of times. But it's so sparkly and pretty. Even on this cloudy day, you can see those sparkles. Ugh, it looks gorgeous. Alrighty, let's zoom you out so I can show you the final look. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love the way this look came together. You guys, I feel so freaking glamorous. Oh my gosh, me and blue eyeshadow just makes me feel some type of way. Look how I matched my sweatshirt. I didn't even mean to do that. That's so cool. Wow. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, this palette knocked it out of the park. Drench and Midas, you guys did such an incredible job together. You can just feel the love put into this palette. I hope what I said in the beginning about this possibly being a dupe for the Nastasha Denona Circo Loco palette doesn't discount the creativity of this at all. I just wanted to mention it because I know that is a popular palette that just came out right now, and I feel like you guys, you never need to spend over $100 on an eyeshadow palette, especially Nastasha Denona. I personally have not been impressed by her formula before, and this formula, I can vouch, is so good. So let's just do a quick side-by-side comparison here. I'll put the Nastasha Denona Circo Loco palette on the screen. It's definitely not a shade for shade, like perfect dupe by any means, but I feel like you can dupe the vibes of this palette with this palette, you know, because definitely Midas has some more browns than oranges, but I've also heard a lot of people say that they like the Circo Loco palette, but they find the color story a little overwhelming, especially with the way it's set up. Whereas I feel like if you felt that way about the Circo Loco palette, why not try out the Midas and Drench Genesis palette? One, way cheaper. Oh my gosh, this is $34, that's $129. Also, you can use my code to save an extra 20% off. So that would make it, quick math, $27.20 is what you could pay for this if you use my code or anybody else's code. So $27 versus $129. You guys, come on, that's simple math. I just feel like this is such a good formula, such an understandable color story. Like, it just felt so natural making this look that I was like, okay, going with my deeper shade, going with my lighter shade, going with my deeper shimmer, going with my lighter shimmer, and they all just worked really well together too, which is not always the case with all the shadows in a palette, especially if I'm with Nastasha Denona shadows. I'm sorry, this is not a video ragging on Nastasha Denona, but I have not had good luck with her shadows working well together before, and this one, they all work really well together. Oh, I also wanted to compare, you guys. This palette can dupe a lot of palettes, and again, I think this palette is so creative and so unique, but I just want to bring it up because I personally loved the So Jaded palette from Colourpop when it first came out and was severely disappointed in the formula, and the reason I bought it was because of the color story. Obviously this is smaller, but here's the deal. I only ever used like half of this palette. Most of these shades are shades you already own, but I feel like you can also dupe the vibes of the So Jaded palette with the Genesis palette. If you look at like this section in particular, like this half of the palette, I should say, I feel like you can really dupe out with the Genesis palette for sure. So that's another great dupe. So I feel like this palette takes everything from other palettes that I was interested in but had little problems with and just makes this beautifully curated color story, and I love it so much. And what can I say? I'm a big old fan of the Genesis palette. So I thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's always a good fun sweet time. I'd love to have you. Also, I'm gonna link every single product down below. Let me know if you guys are gonna pick up the Genesis palette, or if you have any other blue eyeshadow palettes you're really passionate about right now. I'm so into blue eyeshadow right now. I feel like that's a big 2021 trend, and I'm all the way here for it, so I'd love to hear your blue eyeshadow recommendations. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, check out my description box for all of the products I mentioned today. Also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources. I'll have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters, so please click on those links if you haven't yet. Also in my description box, I'm gonna include a bunch of resources to how you can help the Asian American community right now, which has experienced just awful treatment since the start of the pandemic. But yesterday, sadly, 8 people were shot and killed in Atlanta, and it was a hate crime. And I'm gonna include resources as to how you can support the Asian American community in Atlanta and just in America in general, because this is a really scary, scary time for them. And we definitely need to make sure that we are supporting in whatever way you can. So definitely check out my description box for that as well. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!